Up everybody, welcome to my channel. So today I'm not going to review these mice in front of me. What I want to do is just give you my opinions after I've been a Superlight user for the last few years. Just as a background, I did have the original GPX. I've been through the Razer Dav3 V3 recently, which I just returned yesterday. I still got the Lamzu Atlantis V2 for 4K Pro. I've got the original Superlight and the GPX. What I want to discuss is I've been seeing reviews on the internet basically blasting the Superlight 2 as inadequate, not a good mouse, disappointing, and blah, blah, blah. And the reason they commonly cite, I swear to God, are marketing buzzwords. Doesn't have 4K. Oh, the clicks sound heavy. You know, oh, Logitech didn't make anything revolutionary. Well, here's the thing. If you got something that works and it works really well, why would you change it? Right? This thing is a dominant mouse for a reason in esports and everything else because it feels good, it tracks well, and it's just a great overall mouse. I know there's a lot of copies now coming out of China. They're good mice, don't get me wrong. Lamzu is a fantastic mouse. But does it really live up to the Superlight? In my opinion, no, it doesn't. Whether it has 4K or not. I mean, I've tested the Lamzu and the Razer Dav3 both at 4K against the Logitech Superlight 1 at 1K. And synthetic test, first of all, in Kovaaks, I'll put up the results in this video. There was no difference. Then I had a Rocket Jump Ninja had a tweet about something unrelated, Apex related. And I mentioned the fact that I showed him the data and I said, look, I didn't find any difference. And he said, well, why don't you go and test them out in games, which is an obvious answer. And I did. I played Apex. I played BattleBit over several days. I compared the Dav3, which I don't have in this video. I did have it though. And the Lamzu and the Superlight 1. And you know what I found? The Superlight 1 performed better every single time. I got a higher KD. I was able to control my tracking a lot better. And my flicks were better. Basically, everything was better. Why? Now let's get into it. Why? That's why I want to make this video. Now look. Here's how I hold my mice when I'm gaming, okay? It's like approximately like this. You see the back part of my hand where it's touching the mouse on the hump? This affords me really good control when I'm controlling the mouse, okay? Now, if you look at the Lamzu, for example, there's a gap there. You see that between the back and the way I hold it? And that's typically how I game. This is a claw. It's not a fingertip. It's a claw grip, you know? So because the Lamzu has a slightly different hump, it doesn't afford me the same kind of control that the Logitech does. It really doesn't. And I've tested this numerous times in BattleBit, and that's my main game right now. I mean, I play Apex as well, but I mean, even in Apex, I get more kills in Apex, I track better in Apex, and BattleBit, my KD noticeably went down with the Lamzu. And I tried the Lamzu over a week now, and I thought maybe, you know, it's a new mouse, you got to get used to it, but no, that's simply not the case. The Logitech just does better because of the grip that I showed you guys earlier. I do better with it. So if you're a Logitech user and you've been using Logitech mice all this time, I would say stick with it. Don't fall for the hype. Yeah, all these other mice, Pulsar and, you know, Lamzu and these other miscellaneous brands that are coming out with mice, they're well and great. They've got 4K, but guess what? Number one, what I found with the Lamzu at 4K in BattleBit, I would get stuttering. And just for reference, before you say it's my PC, I have an Intel 13900K. Let me take a picture. Let me show you guys. So you don't take my word for it. Look, here you go. I've got a 13900K with a RTX 4090 custom built water cooled. Okay, it doesn't get any better than this. So if anybody ever tells you, oh well, you know, maybe you need a better system, no you don't. I mean, I've got a top of the line system, and guess what? I still got stuttering in BattleBit. It's game to game. It's not, yeah, it may depend on your system. If you have a really low end system and a really outdated one, at that point you probably should consider building a new PC before you get a, you know, $150 mouse. But if you've got a decent system, I want to say AMD 5600X and above, there's no reason that you should get stuttering in a game because of your PC. It's because 4K polling is just not compatible with a lot of games. And that's what I found in BattleBit. Apex, there was a little bit of stuttering, but not as bad. But I definitely felt it in BattleBit. I haven't had a chance too much to use the Superlight 2 yet and 2K, but I will say when I dropped the Lamzu polling to 2K and BattleBit, the stuttering went away. So take that for what you will. I'm assuming the Superlight 2 will probably give me as good or better experience than Lamzu did. Another thing I want to address is some videos out there, they talk about click latency and, you know, you know, how Razer has a super low click latency and pre-travel and post-travel and all this BS. Okay, that sounds really good on paper and in videos. Do you ever notice pre-travel and post-travel when you're actually using a mouse? No, you don't. You absolutely do not. Oh, by the way, you see how this sounds different? The Superlight 2. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I want to segue into this. The sound of clicks, okay? People are like, well, the Superlight 2 sound, the optical switches are, you know, they're louder. They take more force. Look. Does that really sound bad to you guys? No. And the rate of me pressing down is about the same. So I don't know where these people are like, oh, they sound bad. And maybe it sounds different from, you know, mouse to mouse. Maybe there might be some variance. I don't know. But I bought this straight from Amazon. I just got it today. And clicks sound good to me. You know, the side buttons are the same. I mean, I don't think I really need to go over it. If you've seen any other review, they're the same. Let's go over the weight. You know, here's the Lamzu. Okay, it's nice and light. How light is it? 56.24 grams. Okay, that's good. Now let's go to the Superlight 2. I don't use a power play puck in any of my mice, by the way, for Logitech. 58 grams. Okay. That's original GPX. That's a big boy. That's 78. And now the Superlight. 59.9. Okay, so they're all under 60 except for the GPX. That's probably why I went to the Superlight in the first place, because the GPX just, you know, 78 didn't feel good. It was a good mouse, but, you know, for its time. But once you hit 60 grams, honestly, going any lower, maybe at 50 might make a significant difference. I'm not sure. I haven't had a 50-gram mouse. But 60, 55 grams, you're not going to feel it. At that point, it comes down to shape. And that's what I want to discuss. Shape is the top priority over everything else by far. All these sensors, whether it's a Hero, you know, the Hero 2, Hero 1, the 3395, even the 3370, they're all pretty much going to feel the same probably, you know. Obviously, your switches are going to feel different. You might like more tactile feeling. You might like more actuation force, whatever. I like the way Logitech mice feel. Even the Superlight 2 feels fantastic to me so far. The Superlight 1 felt great. Double clicking, never had a problem. I will say though, with a Lamzu, if I set debounce to 0 and I notice this, I would get, if I was just moving the mouse, like I'd raise it and I'd put it back down with debounce 0, I would get a double click because the debounce is at 0. So if you go back to, if you look at Haus's videos, Haus Gaming, he has click latency on there and he does mention this as well. But if you increase the debounce, let's say 2 to 3 milliseconds, or 2 to 3, I think it's milliseconds, but if you increase it to 2 to 3, you're going to have increased click latency. So at that point, your numbers shift up anyway. And Logitech already was at like, I think like at 1 millisecond. And then the Superlight 2, I mean, I'm sorry, not Logitech. The Superlight 1 is at 1. Superlight 2, I think was sub 1, like 0.70 or something. You have to check out Haus's videos. But do you notice it? No. I mean, I had a Death Adder V3. Did I notice it that it had the lowest click latency at 4K? No, I didn't notice it. Did it matter in game? No, it absolutely did not, because guess what? I did better with the Logitech at 1K with the older Superlight. I'm assuming I'm going to do just as good with the Superlight 2, if not better. So again, don't listen to all the reviews that say the Superlight 2 is not a good mouse. You know, it didn't need 4K. That's just marketing buzz, in my opinion. And it eats battery anyway. So you're going to have less battery life. You're going to have less charge time. And for what? And you might even run into stutters like I did in games. So what's really the point? Is it just to mark off a check mark? Who cares about that? You want real life experience. And in real life experiences, guess what? For some guy like me, look at my hands. 21 by 12 centimeters, just to give you guys an idea. Okay? 21 by 12. So somebody my hand size, if you got something around my hand size, 20, even up to 19 by 10, I would say, or stick with the Superlight. If you've been a Logitech user, you're not going to get a better experience with the Razer Death Adder V3 or the Lamzu or the Lamzu Thorn, because they're all smaller mice anyway. They're smaller than the GPX. Not the Lamzu Landis. The Mini is, though. So are you necessarily going to get a better experience? I don't know. I haven't tried every mouse. Maybe there's something out there that might be slightly better. I doubt it. If they were better, then they would have had mass adoption like the Superlight does. There's a reason the Superlight's used by pros, because it's a damn good mouse. And I think the Superlight 2 is a fine iteration over the Superlight 1. They didn't need to add 4K. It would have added, it would, eaten up battery life. What's the point? And so I think the compromise that Logitech found was a good one, and it's a smart move. Do they need to improve the skates? Yeah, I mean, sure. They're not the best, but my Superlight one's been around for a couple of years. I haven't had to change it. It works fine on my pad. I've got a Steel Series. It's a little worn down here. I need to clean it, but I mean, I haven't had any problems. It hasn't stuck with it. Yeah, obviously people have different mice, and a thicker skate would be nice. I admit, but I mean, look. Okay, look. That's. Hold on. There you go. See, the Lamzu glides a little bit better. Who cares? Do I really notice it? No, I don't. So, I mean, these little nuances that people go over and they make a big deal out of it, it's honestly not a big deal. Shape takes priority, then sensor, and then obviously your clicks. And Logitech nails it every single time. Is the price high? Yeah, but you know what? You get a damn good mouse for it. So I think it's worth it. You go ahead and make your own decision. But if you're a Logitech user like I am, and I'm by the way, I'm not, nobody's sponsoring me. This is my opinion. I'm just another guy, another gamer. And I've seen all these reviews. I tried out different mice, Lamzu, the Death Adder. I'll probably try it more in the future. But I think overall, Logitech's number one, and it'll continue to be number one, despite what reviewers and other critics say. So if you found this video useful, go ahead and like. If not, give me a thumbs down. Feedback would be appreciated. You guys have a good day. Thank you.